I was stationed here in Valdosta in 1975 at Moody Air Force Base. And when I got here, I remember being pulled over on Highway 84 West, going towards Quitman, Georgia. And it didn't take me too long to understand that there was a mouse trap in the house of Brooks County. A state patrol by the name of Trooper Duncan lied on me, and I never will forget that. He said I was speeding when I was not. He said I was going 76 miles an hour in a 55 miles an hour zone. I had Randy and Tony McMillan in the car with me at the time. I was not speeding. I was talking on my CB radio and asked the drivers to break it down because there was a smoky in the grass. A smoky in the grass. I had a 66 Chevrolet Super Sport, red, white, and blue automobile. And after he lied on me, I took him to court and pleaded my own case. I'm not going to get into that because that's not the point I want to make. So I found out that there was a mouse trap in the house. You heard a speed trap, but I'm talking about the mouse trap. We later found out that James Demps had been shot and killed behind the Washington Funeral Home over in the city of Quitman by a police officer, and nothing happened. For the most part, you can call it a cover-up, you can call it the good old boy system, or you can call it there's a mouse trap in the house. Many of you all know Earl Evans, nicknamed Heber. Was dating a white woman, shot twice, put it in the police car, burned to a crisp. Confirmed what my grandma said, that there's a rat trap or mouse trap in the house. Ed Denson drowned along with the Wootons in a pond. They say he too was dating a white woman. No justice was received. So I learned again that my grandmother's words were correct. There's a mouse trap in the house. I talked to Pastor Barnes, who told me about some old blacks murdered in the woods southwest of Quitman. Nothing was done about it. There is a mouse trap in the house. Then I remember some of the older people like Jack Brinson tell me about other black women that were raped by white men. Some of them women were just taken out, produced children by white men against their will. Nowadays they call it rape. Back then they called it, I guess, just another rat trap in the house of the black community. And when we look out across the field, some of us won't say anything. I work with the NAACP on many cases over in Brooks County with Theodore Small. I remember we called C.B. King Daddy in from Albany to take on a couple cases. He fought to try to get rid of that mouse trap that was in our homes in the black community. But many blacks did not see that mousetrap. They didn't care about the victim who got caught up. They said, that don't bother me. I'm a Jehovah's Witness. What happened to your child don't bother me because I'm a Baptist. What happened to your mama and your dad and your sisters and your auntie don't bother me because I'm a Church of Christ. That don't bother me because I'm a Muslim. Or that don't bother me because I'm a Christian, or I'm a Catholic, or I'm a Buddhist, and you're a monk. So they just ignore the mousetrap in the black community. Many of the deacons said, God didn't call me to do that, to fight against those who put the mousetrap in our communities. That job is reserved for some civil rights organization, or some civil rights leader, or somebody that looks like Reverend Rose, or somebody that looks like me, or somebody that looks like the man behind the curtain that everybody despises and call him crazy. Yet, members in our community can say they want to go to heaven, and they're working to go to heaven. They stay in church, they stay in mosques, they stay in synagogues, and they ignore or pretend that the mousetrap is not even in the house. And when they hear the mousetrap snap, they check themselves and say, is it me? Is it my mother? Is it my father? Is it my sister? Is it my brother? Is it my neighbor? Is it my friend? Or is it the man that employed me? And once they find out that they didn't get caught in the mousetrap, they say, everything is okay. Don't worry about the snap. It didn't snap on me and those that can impact my livelihood. But I'm here to tell you, there's a mousetrap in the house. And so time moves on. So I remember in September, skipping right along, and I got to go back and get this just to fill it in. In May of 1918, there was a mousetrap in the house, and 15 to 25 blacks was murdered outright. And we had a judicial system then. We had a county sheriff then. We had a governor then. We had a General Assembly then. We had a G.B.R. then. We had a Southern Judiciary then. But do you not know, when all those blacks was murdered, baby was cut from Mary Turner's womb in the 8th month of pregnancy. White mob member took the heel of his boot and crushed the head of that black baby. And do you not know, because there's a mousetrap that was in Brooks County, nobody was brought up on charges. Nobody. My grandmother was right again. There's a mousetrap in the house. There's a mousetrap in the house. And now we'll look back down the annals of history, and we'll find ourselves asking the question, will members of law enforcement do these unlawful acts? Will the G.B.R. deny citizens or work against Citizens Voting Rights Act? We ask the question, will our elected officials work against us in our upward mobility for equal justice under the law? And some of us cannot even comprehend that there is still a mousetrap in the house. A mouse trap is still in the house. And so in 2013, we want to ask a question. Why have not the black man, his woman, and his children reached the final analysis that we got to remove the mouse trap from the house? There was a time when we used to rely on the leaders in the religious community to unhook the snapper on the mouse trap. There was a time when we used to use the most educated people among us to unhook or unsnap or disarm the mouse trap. We used to use our retired educators, since they didn't have nothing to lose, to help us unarm the mouse trap. But today, something is happening in our world. People seem not to care about the loss of the black man, the loss of the black woman, the loss of the black child in coming generations. And so we ignore the mouse trap. Even in the jails and prisons. Coming up next, the jails, the prisons, and death row, and how they do or fail to deal with the mouse trap.